Open sentences. Man, we sure have been studying a lot about sentences in math. All right. I think I have to investigate this more. Whoa, fourth grade. Mr. Perez is not here today, so you're stuck with me. But don't worry, he'll be back tomorrow. But today's lesson, or tomorrow's lesson, is dealing with open sentences. What does that mean? Well, hopefully we have some examples to clear that up. Let's take it to the board. Okay, I'll bring my coffee. With all this talk about sentences, I decided to give us some examples. So first of all, Mr. Burr went camping in Fruita this weekend. That's a word sentence that we're kind of familiar with. Mr. Burr went camping in Fruita. I should say, maybe that's not correct. Mr. Burr went camping in Fruita, I'm going to say last weekend, because that's the past. A word sentence. Then we've been discussing true sentences. For instance, 8 plus 4, parentheses first, is 12 divided by 6 is 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. 4 equals 4. True number sentence. Did all this little work here, and 4 does equal 4. I like to say, again, both sides of the equation are balanced. Everyone's happy. So, false number sentences are sentences that don't work. So what I did here is use the same equation, but I did change the parentheses. Just like when Mr. Perez was eating his lunch and thought he was getting more money back. So let's take a look at this one. Parentheses first, 6 plus 2 is 8. Oops, we have our divided sign. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 divided by 8, it's not going to equal 4. So, an example of a false number sentence. Simple. You can, 4 plus 3 equals 12. False. False number sentence. Got it. But today's lesson is dealing with open sentences, dealing with a variable. And I know Dr. Topper's been talking a lot about variables, and here we go again in math. They're showing up. So again, let's look at an equation. We have 36 divided by x equals 6. So the reason why this is called an open sentence is because we have this unknown value, this variable that we're trying to solve for. Again, we could use x, we could use b, we could use any type of letter. So really, we're kind of doing a little bit of algebra, fourth graders. This is pretty cool. Fourth grade? Wow. So, how do I solve an open sentence? I sometimes like to teach kids to use what we call a guess and check. So, I'm going to plug in a value for x. So, what if I try 6? If I think that this x is going to be 6, I'm like, all right, let's plug it in. 36 divided by 6. Wow, that does equal 6. So my value for x is correct. X has to equal 6. So what if I tried, let's try a 4. I'm going to plug in my value 4 for x. So I'll even kind of erase it and see how it happens. 36, we think x might be 4. 36 divided by 4 does not equal 6. That would actually be a false number sentence. And again, we're always hoping to have true number sentences. The value for x is incorrect. So we did get kind of lucky in our first try. X has to equal 6 in order for this number sentence to be true. 36 divided by 6 is equal to 6. Check. So it was open. We found the value, and we turned it into a true number sentence. That's always the goal. One more example here. With open sentences, we can have different operations. In this case, we had division. Now we have an open sentence with addition. So maybe this should be a little bit easier. We have a 24 on one side. Here is our variable, our unknown, what we're trying to find. We do know 12 plus 8 is 20. This one looks easy. Plus b equals 24. Okay. I know I want to make my sentences equal on both sides. So, hey, 20 plus, I know what b has to be. It has to be 4. My b has to be a 4 to make this correct. 20 plus 4 equals 24. Yep, 24 is equal to 24. We are balanced, and that's what our goal is. So 2 types of vocabulary that we are teaching. Variable, our unknowns, what we're trying to solve for, in this case b, and then we had an x that was here. And these type of sentences are open sentences. So that's what we're going to be investigating tomorrow, 4th grade. Mr. Perez will be back. Mr. Burr for homework. Maybe if you guys could come up with a couple examples tomorrow to bring into class on an open sentence. You can use either addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. That would be great. See you tomorrow.